known as the slate is completely different than I thought it was going to be, which is surprising. I was expecting like all these Golden State guys to be out, but are they playing? Is that it? I don't. All these. So Klay Thompson is out, but all these Golden State guys are not projecting through the roof again. I don't know. So we're just gonna have to wait and see. Currently, I have these Golden State guys as in. So then who knows, right? I mean, I really don't know how to deal with this. I'll give Bobby a minute. What is this? What's this in the background? What's this? How to get those graphics out of here? Background? No, I don't want that. Here, let's this one. There you go. Okay, that's a little bit better. We'll give Bobby a few minutes, and then we'll go through what we have. I mean, what does anybody have any information on this Golden State thing? Because I was going to play tonight, but I'm just not. I just can't. I'm just going to go to dinner, and I can't have all this news come in when I'm out again. It's like yesterday I ended up playing Rudy Gobert, because I just didn't notice. It's ridiculous. Anyway, you want to do a little research and see what's going on with these Golden State guys, or just everything's questionable? Is that the story?
What's up, man?
Yo, what's going on? So I have no idea what's going to happen. I mean, I did a video earlier today where it was going to be like 100 Golden State guys, and now like all their projections are gone. Like Golden State's, they don't know what's going to happen with that game. So it's just going to be a wait and see, right? I mean, it's a
little bit. Yeah.
A little bit. So you always like to ask. So I will share my screen. Hold on. Share a screen. And then we're going to go this one. So you like to ask sometimes, how's the start of the, of the golf.
Mm-hmm.
So this is what golf looks like, right?
Can't see it. It's not. Let's see.
Here.
Oh my God, man. What's happening?
Wait, dude, check it out. It's like everything. Look at
That's nuts.
Pretty funny, right?
That is pretty nuts, man.
But I mean, there's obviously it's a lot to do, and it's possible that my guys played the easy course today because like a 3-course rotation. But hey, better this than not. And as a matter of fact, this guy here, this is the lottery. This is going to go into first pretty soon because I have 3. Maybe not. I'm second and third with 3 holes
ahead
to play over this guy. So I'm second, third, and 7th. It's pretty good. Not to mention, I played 2 bets to win. One of them was Will Gordon at 60-1, and he's in first right now. So that's so needless to say, we are off to a good start.
That's awesome, man. That's really awesome. I wish we would have talked about golf. I wish I would have had a chance to talk with you. I played one lineup only, and of course, I played Will Gordon in it. But I played Will Gordon and Stallings and Hovland for the same as yours in there. Yeah. But I took Smotherman. I did like a weird one. I did like Smotherman, McNeely, and Riley.
Yeah.
Not the same, but that's pretty sick, man. What a start.
That's a pretty sick start, to say the least. So we'll see what happens there. So, I mean, how do you want to talk about this then? I mean,
yeah, so it really is a waiting slate, I feel like, except for there's a couple things. I mean, the Memphis stuff, like, I think it's probably best not to like crazy overreact, but at the same time, like Aldama and Tillman, I feel decent about both of them, especially against a team that plays big. That's, I mean, that, and then I love Donovan Mitchell. I love the Cleveland side of this game. just from the pace up spot, but combined with the fact that you're missing Steven Adams and Jaren Jackson, your two best defensive players, I think that leaves the lane open a little bit. And I think Donovan Mitchell or Garland, my bet is on Mitchell, but I think that one of those two should be like not a must, but like a real priority. Along with possibly either Allen or Mobley, who I like both of tonight as well. The problem is you're not going to have all that later information. And the same thing with the Miami stuff. I think Miami's being a little over projected for their guys, but I guess if you're just counting on them playing a million minutes, maybe not. But like, it's not like you're losing other players with big usage if you're Miami. You're losing other players, but you still have 10 guys, 9 of 9 who will actually play. That's pretty similar to how Miami plays normally. So I feel it's getting a little overreactive. And it's not like the Knicks are just like earlier they were like playing this blitzing pace and fast. They're not doing that anymore. They're back to being a little bit more Knicks-ish, not quite, but like more than they have been the rest of the year. So I'm trying not to like get overly involved in those guys so I can try to find out what happens with Golden State, most importantly, obviously. And then, there's what was the other big thing? There's somebody else who was Giannis is probable. He was questionable earlier today. And then you also get other great plays later in the day. Like that's the other thing. Like I like I like LaMelo a lot tonight. I like the Bulls side of it, whether you're just picking one of them, whether it's Vooch, DeRozan, Levine. I think all of those guys are good plays. And I think that I think Luka, if you can get to him, is clearly the best spend up. And the fact that he's not going to be owned is kind of intriguing to me, to where I'm kind of willing to force a little possible value to just play Luka.
So I think if the Golden State guys are out, I think that Luka becomes huge chalk.
But it's not depends on when the information comes in.
That's very true.
That's all that matters with that, because if you use up all those guys who are projecting, like look who's projecting the best right now, point per dollar, Aldama and Tillman, Aaron Nesmith, but then you get the Josh Green and Powell. But the highest owned guys are these Heat guys, some of Cleveland.
Who are the Heat guys that people are playing?
Hero
and Bam and
Butler.
Yeah, I see that.
And Bam. And Struss.
That Mitchell Price is kind of almost an insult. I mean,
Struss is the weirdest one, because if he's really sub 20% at 3,600, he's like potentially the guy you could argue benefits the most from all of the so-called others being out, because he'll have a chance to shoot himself into a game. And he's 3,600. He can put up, like, he's a guy who can put up 30 plus. I don't think I'm going to play him, but I just am throwing it out there. He's a super interesting, like, he should be a large field GPP play, but he's unfortunately getting owned a little too much.
I mean, Bam, Butler, Hero. Would you want to play a Nick?
So that's the issue, is that they're priced against the slowest and one of the better defensive teams. They're priced up. I think, look, they've made it pretty clear they're going to play Grimes as many minutes as they can when they have somebody they need him to guard on the other side. This is definitely the case. They played quickly over Barrett down the stretch, and then in the overtime against the Lakers. I watched every minute of that one. So I think that the speculation around Barrett, like, is probably a little bit too exaggerated, because it was a certain game move. I don't think that's what you're going to count on every game. And I think there's a chance like Barrett plays 40 minutes. Like, if you're going to play the Miami guys, I think that you should consider Barrett as a really interesting GPP play on the other side. He's not going to get any ownership, or hardly any ownership. His projection is crazy low, and it's based off of he didn't close the last game because Quickly was on fire and bringing them back. I think there's a chance that Barrett plays all the minutes tonight and is 6,300, I'd be willing to gamble on that if I was going to play 2 Miami guys. But if you're not going to play Miami, I don't think you bother with it. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Is there any quotes from this? We're just not guessing. We're just presuming that Golden State rests its guys because it's done it before.
They always rest them on the back-to-back. Well, they already rested Clay officially.
Right.
They announced the other ones are questionable. It's a game that's going to be really tough for them anyway, going on a back-to-back into Denver, which we know is like the nightmare of nightmares. The NBA is telling us with the point spread, let me just refresh it. The NBA is telling us that it's a 12-point spread. Now, you could argue they should be a 12-point favorite anyway. I don't think that's real though. If they were planning on Steph and Draymond playing, would you really think it would be 12 sheets?
No.
Neither do I. So that's where I'm willing to speculate. So I'm playing 3 Warriors. And by the way, it could be Wiggins. Wiggins just came back from a serious injury. And he just a tough overtime loss to your former team in Minnesota, and he's not even on the injury report. I have a feeling Wiggins plays. So right now I'm using Wiggins as a place filler, but I have Ty Jerome and Kuminga in my initial lineup, and I'm going to use the money as I will going forward. I don't have anybody in my lineup. I'm only playing a couple because I've been out all day. But all of the people in my lineup outside of Donovan Mitchell, and that's it, start at 8. And Aldama and Tillman. But I'm even willing to be flexible on those guys. I want to see how the starting lineup is before I decide. I think Vooch is a really interesting tournament play. I think Levine is. I think those. I think that whole game is. There's a lot. This is a really good tournament slate, and it's I'm kind of wish I was on a roll and I was playing a bunch of big things, because there's like a lot of ways to go here that I really like. I don't think you need to overly eat any sort of chalk. I like Aldama. I can get different in other ways. So I'm more okay with fading a lot of the Heat, maybe playing one of them at most. I think that there's other ways I can get different, but I don't think you have to play Aldama. I think there's other routes. I think like Aaron Nesmith at 3,600 is going to be 30% owned. I'm not buying that, first of all, but he's the first game of the night. Well, that just makes that okay. Well, I'm already beating 30% of the field if any of those Warriors are out, because then I've already got the other guys. You know what I mean? And it'll shift, but not everybody's backloading today because there's too much in the 7:30 games.
What is the Golden State game? 9 o'clock?
Yeah. And by the way, you know what's really weird? The other forgotten game, I feel like, is going to be the Lakers. And this is like an incredible – the Lakers are the highest scoring team in the NBA since Thanksgiving. Indiana plays at, the third fastest pace? And neither of these teams really defend. And other than a little Miles Turner, a lot of Nesmith, and a little Mathurin, nobody is getting owned. Tyrese is probably going to be limited coming back. Should be a close game. You'd think the Lakers, LeBron is probably a really good large field play. He's in a different price tier than the very top guys. And they may need every bit of it tonight. And the Lakers are playing to win. They've been playing much better basketball in real life. They've played some really tough matchups and some horrible calls go against them. But it's an interesting game stack that no one's talking about because of the way it doesn't work. But I'm not doing that. But there was a time earlier in the day where I thought, okay, I'm not going to have much time. I'm just going to, because I have to leave after this. But now with only a couple lineups, I can do it from my phone. But I was like, okay, maybe I just stack the Lakers and Indiana, call it a day.
Yeah.
But I think it's too likely that like Brendan is saying in chat, that Draymond and Curry are too likely to sit. And even if one of them plays, no matter what, Kuminga's already a play, so that's fine.
Right.
Wiggins as a spot is fine. And even if Ty Jerome is there and nobody subs out, nobody's out before that, I can punt and hope somebody else comes up as a minimum value later on. It happens.
Yeah. You like Looney at all? I don't like that.
You know, like there's a path for it for sure in this matchup. I mean, early in the day, I thought for a second we were going to have a conversation about we still maybe should about James Wiseman.
Yeah. I mean
that's if those guys are out, but unfortunately I think I would have needed Wiggins out also.
Okay.
You know what I mean? There's just another body in there who you can run off, like, because the great thing about Wiseman, at least when he played before, whatever minutes he played, he was going at least a point per minute. You know what I mean? It wasn't like he was out there doing nothing. But then when you have another scorer on the court, which, by the way, Wiggins is being underprojected if he plays tonight, unless there's some sort of a minutes cap that I don't know about. We've got him at 31. I think Wiggins. So that's why I put Wiggins in that little mock lineup of mine, and I'm just going to adjust with information along the way. But none of it's going to be.
Well, let's start with the fact that if Curry's out and Ty Jerome is starting, that's kind of the end of that story, right? I mean,
if Curry's out, even if Ty Jerome isn't starting, I probably am.
Yeah, you're probably right, huh?
Yeah. No, we mentioned it, Brendan. That's why we're suspecting it too. LA and Indiana will be low owned, MJC. I'm telling you right now. Sheets, do you agree with that?
Yep.
Other than like Neesmith.
Yep.
Which I don't know.
That's the only guy I think. But dude, there's another guy that we picked up earlier in the season. Matherin's good, man.
He's really good. He's good. He's gonna have all over the game, all over the place games though.
Did you say you like Ingram tonight?
I do really like Ingram. He's the other one I really, really like in that, lower upper tier, whatever you call it. Yeah. By the way, and for what it's worth, I do kind of like Anthony Davis tonight. I'm not going to play him, but like, I don't think that it would be wrong to play him tonight. I'm just not spending that way. My first build was going to be 4 Warriors, stack and pray with Jokic on the other side and Luka, and now I'm just sort of a little bit. I've come on to Donovan Mitchell and LaMelo Ball, who I'm probably going to come off of Ball and get a little bit of a better something going. I don't know. I'd like to get. Pretty weird that he's only shooting guard eligible, Ingram. That's kind of irritating.
Yeah.
You know who's going to be crazy under-owned tonight is Ja.
Oh, Ja?
Like, no one's going to play a guy who's just putting up like 1 million points every night in a competitive atmosphere on a back-to-back. It's a tough one for him, but he's good on back-to-backs. Somehow he only played 34 minutes last night and in the middle of losing 6 out of 7. He's going to be after it tonight, man. It's just a tough matchup, but still, it's not like a tough, like they're going to put a Coro on him. That's pretty tough. But then you've got the other guys down low. So it's tricky. I kind of like the idea though, like of the Ja, Mitchell, then the other pieces, like play 5 guys from that game or something. There's a lot of games I really like tonight to stack. I have to say, like almost every game it's outside of Miami and New York, which is funny because Miami is so popular. Looks stackable to me though.
What else is going on? Okay, so some announcements. I put up in the MMA. Oh, I'm probably going to have to fix this because every time I put up the MMA video, I have to do it manually. I don't know why, but I always have to do that. But I put it up and I'll do the betting one tomorrow. Oh, please don't make me. Oh, freaking authentication code. I'll be right back.
Okay.
Hit it.
Sorry, guys, just adjusting my lineup here. It's like still afraid of not having enough Golden State and ending up with LaVine for some weird reason. I don't think I need to play Aldama and Tillman. Jared Allen. What if I played RJ Barrett with nobody from Miami? I have exactly 6,300, and I need a small forward. That would be weird. Yeah, Giannis is definitely going underowned in a great spot. But the truth is that, like, all things being equal, I think that it's really close between the top guys. But I usually give the edge to Giannis for safety, Luka probably for upside. Actually, I don't even know. They're both pretty safe. And then Jokic is just behind him, but like they're so close. And then Embiid is usually the lowest owned, which is why I play him probably the most.
Okay, so yeah, MMA did get posted, but I had to do it manually. I think that someone told me that NASCAR starts this weekend. So that reminds me, I want to get Brandon back on here, talk about NASCAR in general, and want to continue to work on those kind of how-to videos for each sport. And no football this weekend.
Yeah.
But all the other sports continue to press on. There's no hockey either because it's the All-Star game.
Yeah.
That's pretty much it.
Geez, who are you playing at small forward today? It's like I can't figure out this position today.
It's interesting to characterize it that way. Let me
some Wigan. Go ahead.
Small forward.
Just looking at this.
I have 12 small forwards. The highest owned one I have is Aaron Neesmith.
Yeah.
And then other cheapos, honestly. I have Caleb Martin some. I have Zach LaVine. I'm getting some DeRozan at that position. Wiggins, like you mentioned, if he plays, obviously. Only if he plays. Barrett, a little bit. But Neesmith is the main one.
Yeah, that's why I'm having trouble. At least that solved it for me. I appreciate it. Thanks.
Yeah.
Because that does. Do you know who's a really good play tonight? Another team that's on the worst losing streak of anybody in basketball?
Who?
Joe Val.
I thought of that.
I think I'm going to do it.
Are you going to do it?
I think I'm going to play, like, I'm considering playing him and Ingram. Because I really think that, like, this is so they've lost 1 million in a row now.
Mm-hmm.
They're the coldest team in the NBA by far, and they just went from being like one of the dominant teams. What is the one thing that you could do more of that immediately changes your team right away? You could just play the guy who's incredibly effective for the time that he's in there. Defense be damned. Whatever else, you know what I mean? It's a move they can make. So. Maybe it's not tonight, but I bet you very shortly he's going to put up a.
You know what? You know what? Maybe it is tonight. How about that?
I think so too. I think it could be. And it's like the reverse, right? Like Dallas allows you to go do your thing and go small. Well, what you're doing isn't working. When are you going to adjust?
All right, I'm in. That's good enough for me. I'm in. He's like 2 cents.
I know. It just sucks. Like, the thing is, like, if you look at all the numbers, that's the kind of thing people aren't looking at, though. So it does give you like a little edge if it happens to be right. I can't get to a small forward I like to save my life. Like, I hate every small forward on this slate.
You play LaVine. He's no good.
I had him in there before, and then I swapped it around. It feels weird because I just switched off of LaMelo, and because I didn't feel desperate to play LaVine, and now, this is so be it. I really need to figure something out with this. I can't come up with a.
Meanwhile, listen. I don't want to hear it. I don't know how you did yesterday, but
bad.
But based on my conversation with you, you were supposed to win everything. because I asked you, are you playing
Deshaun Nix?
Nix, okay, and you said either him or Tari Eason.
And Tari, I should have played both of them,
right? That's what I thought was going to happen. I really, really did. I'm like, oh my god, he's playing both, and that's the end of that. And then it's like 100,000. I mean, really,
I wish you were right. I wish that was the case.
That's legit what I thought was going to happen.
I really wish that was the case. Yeah, why not the LaVine?
What was Tari, like 74x? What
yeah, he was nuts.
But he was really popular. What was he, 1.8%?
Yeah, nobody played him at the end. And I just thought like that my day started like that. And I was like, okay, I'm going to make it end like that. Yeah, so my initial lineup, I do have LaVine. I was trying to find a way to find another Warrior. Like if those guys are out, I'm going to want to play Poole. Maybe I just play Poole anyway. It's the problem with Ingram being shooting guard only. Fuck.
Do we like this Josh Green guy?
I mean, I think he's better. Like it's still a flyer. Like he definitely has had some good games. And he's been like, okay, you know, but I just don't think I'd be trying not to play him more than trying to. I'd rather try to find a way to play DFS than play him.
Okay.
This is a good Ingles troll game for me.
Has he done anything?
No, he keeps like getting like right in that range where he's like fine-ish. Mitchell Ingram. How about Stress as that's the one I want.
That's not bad.
And I'll play Vooch. Okay. I was deciding. I put a bunch of things on Vooch last time. I had 5 big lineups between 2 sites, and I played Vooch in 2 of them, and he was terrible against Charlotte. I bet you he crushes this time.
All right, I'm gonna split. I'm going to dinner, so I'm gonna shower and get out of here. With any luck, man, we'll have a sweat. I'll pop back in there a little later.
All right,
and I'll post how golf is working out after today finishes. But like I said, I mean, it's 3-day cut, and there's a big difference in all these courses. So I caution people: if you're doing poorly, just don't worry about it. If you're doing great, don't spend the money yet. But it's better to be winning than losing. That's good. And I guess that'll do it. Good luck, everybody. I'm just going to. Should I keep this going so you can still be here? Or?
No, you're fine. You're fine.